So today's topic is, why do some Black Americans go off to college and pledge Black Greek? Why do some Black Americans choose to join Freemasonry and all these other secret occults? Okay, why do they do this? Okay, and I'm gonna show you why. Okay, it's more of like a genetic thing, too. On top of the fact they want to make their parents proud, because their parents were part of these um, groups also. Even if, like, let's say for example, there's a Black person who was given up for adoption and they choose this route also. I think it's a genetic thing. Okay, it's like this is a club for hybrid Blacks. Okay, the ancient hybrid clones and the ones that are being created by our government today, they get up in these groups right here. Okay, so yeah, as promised, I told you guys I was gonna make a video about the ancient hybrid clones, where they came from. These are the gatekeepers of Black Americans. Okay, these people who choose to go off to college, put themselves in extreme amounts of debt, like, for a piece of paper, better than the next. Okay, the debt paper they get, when they complete their college courses. They gatekeep us indigenous Americans by gatekeeping history. Okay, they shove the out of Africa theory down our throats. They shove the transatlantic or middle passage down our throats, and there's so many holes in those theories and stories. Okay, but we have to accept this history we're given, because this is accepted mainstream, and you're an idiot if you don't accept mainstream history according to these people right here. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a history lesson about the Black Romans and Black Greeks. Etruria, Italy. Okay, Etruscan. These were the Black Romans and Greeks. Okay, these were the Black Greeks, Black Romans. Okay, and they were also hybrids. Okay, they were the first hybrids. Okay, hybrids were created with black skin and pale skin. Okay, for some of y'all who don't know this. Okay, and this vase is actually being shared everywhere on the internet, on Facebook. It's being shared everywhere of how these Black Romans and Black Greeks lived. Okay, they believed in the whole same-sex stuff. Okay, like they are naturally attracted to the same sex. You don't need astrazine. You don't need Similac and injections for these people to be attracted to the same sex. Okay, they were born that way. Literally, they were born with a G spot in their rectum. Okay, this is why all of our science books say all humans got this, but no, all humans do not have that situation. Only the humans that come from the pyramids of Egypt. Okay, the people who were created in Egypt and the people who were created in ancient Rome, Greek, they have this situation. Okay, and you can see here that the so-called the only female that's in on this vase, so-called female, is also built like a male. Okay, so like these hybrid females were created with male DNA. That's why, see, they're not real women. Okay, they can produce, yes, they can get pregnant like us. Okay, but when they give birth, they cannot lactate. Like, they do not have, like, even if they have big mammary glands, those mammary glands don't work. Okay, they cannot produce milk. This is why there were so many wet nurses, Black wet nurses in the 1800s, 1700s, and all that, because these fake humans, fake women, could not lactate for their offspring. So they had so-called slaves or indentured servants, indigenous women, pretty much feeding their children for them in the early 1700s. Okay, so yeah, this is what we see here. And these creatures, they would gene splice and create pale women with animal DNA. Okay, and this is what was going on in ancient Greek, ancient Rome, all that. Okay, This is what was going on that side of the world. And they brought that shit over here. And now all these hybrids are flooding over here, okay? And this is what's going on. This is why society cannot be enlightened, because we keep allowing these creatures to reproduce. And then these creatures are set up in high places also, like in politics and just everything, okay? These are the people who have all the money, okay? And these are the so-called black people that go off to college and get higher education and become, sorority and fraternity members and all that, okay? They got us regular people under the spell of duality, believing that, all black-skinned people are African and all black-skinned people come from Africa and we're all one. And they have most, pale people believing that all pale people come from Europe. All pale people are one. And all pale people come from the same origins, okay? And we're all different, okay? That is the spell of duality they got everybody under. This is not true, okay? There are some black-skinned people that belongs to the hybrid race, okay? And they are the ones that lead the conscious community, okay? They're leading the conscious community straight to hell, okay? Because nobody in the conscious community at this point is conscious. Like, they're all being gatekept by these gay-ass blatant motherfuckers. Anyways, this is the brief history lesson I'm going to give y'all about the ancient Romans and Greeks. They all started out black skin, okay? There were black skinned people that came from Europe, okay? And, they came from Europe and they came to deceive, okay? And, there's a lot of black skin hybrids from West Africa, too, that were created, less than, 400 years ago. And they're coming straight from West Africa to come to deceive your ass. Okay, they're all in an alliance right now to deceive us, okay? That's what it is, okay? That's why these West Africans come and push the mainstream history, okay? The mainstream everything, okay? They leave their countries to study abroad, to study their history. That don't make any sense to me if we're being told that these are the ancient peoples, okay? And these peoples did not lose their native tongue, so it's no excuse for them to be freaking regurgitating the mainstream shit, the mainstream history, the mainstream, our origins, okay? That's only niggas in America have to do that shit because our ancient tongue was stripped from us, okay? There's no excuse for those niggas in fucking Africa. But they are doing this. They're doing this because they're under the alliance to deceive the peoples on this side of the world. That's what they're doing. That's what they have been doing, okay? A lot of y'all don't even know about this secret society right here called the Independent Order of the Odd Fellows. It was founded in 1896 by Thomas Wildly in Baltimore, Maryland. There is a pale sector and then there's a black sector of the Odd Fellows. And these people had orphanages all over America. They had colored or Negro Oddfellow orphanages. And they had white Oddfellow orphanages, okay? And so the new hybrids that were created in the 1800s, they were raised in Oddfellow orphanages, okay? Blacks and whites, okay? Were raised here, Oddfellow orphanages, okay? And these came from these orphanages in the 1800s. They grew up and they eventually, I guess, went into Freemasonry or whatever. These are the same people, that they put, out to educate the indigenous, okay? I just wanted to point this out to y'all. There's a lot of secret societies out here that y'all don't even know about, and they're just always talking about Freemasons. Freemasons are actually the scapegoat because there are 20 other fucking secret societies out here that the average motherfucker don't even know about, okay? But all y'all talk about is fucking Freemasons. It's the Freemasons doing it. It's only the Freemasons. But no, it's not, okay? It's not just the Freemasons, okay? It definitely is not just the Freemasons. There are others. It's crazy. Oh my God, I just saw something that was crazy just now. Hold on, let me go back, y'all. Me searching for this. There is 600,000. 6,000. Look at the results right here. This is what's showing how many, bruh. When you type in Oddfellows orphanages in Alabama, bruh, this is how many results I get? Like, bruh, are you kidding? Okay. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to point this out to you guys that there are more secret societies than what you think, okay? And I really want y'all to look into the Oddfellows, because this is where these hybrids spawn from, like these orphanages. If they go back, see, this is why some people can't even go back like more than 3 or 4 generations when they look for census records, because their fucking grandparent came out of here, okay? All right? Their great grandparent or great great grandparent or whatever. They were educated, fake history, fake science, and all that, and then given jobs that were held high rankings, okay, so they can influence the indigenous, okay. So yeah, it was fake hybrid blacks, okay, spawned from the Oddfellows orphanages, okay, and they were all over the country, okay. They've been doing this for a long time, okay, like, but yeah, they're told in these colleges that yes, Greeks were black, and Romans were black and stuff, so you should get into this, you should join this fraternity or sorority. But these are the black Greeks right here, okay? These are the black Greeks. So you believe that you come from this line right here? I guess that's right. You are black hybrids. Those are the ones who choose to become AKAs, Omega Phi, Psi, whatever the fuck. These are their ancestors right here. And they all have G-spots in their booty hole. Anyways, Muhammad Ali even told the truth about Negroes in 1958, okay? And this Dane Calloway caught this. This is one of his shorts. Go check out Dane Calloway, okay? Go check out his YouTube channel.
58, we couldn't eat in the restrooms in Louisville. We couldn't eat downtown. One day I saw 2 Africans go in with their robes and their turbans. They couldn't speak English. I heard the man say, "Let them in, they're not Negroes."
You heard that? Now, for clarity purposes, let's play it again.
One day I saw 2 Africans go in with their robes and their turbans. They couldn't speak English. I heard the man say, "Let them in, they're not Negroes."
Okay? Now that we heard what he said loud and clear, what could be the reason why Africans will be treated differently than Negroes at that time? If we were taught that Negroes are actually the long-lost descendants of Africans. Think about that.
Okay. So yeah, this is my man, Facebook. And yeah, they got this super shadow band. So, hold on. All right. So right here, this is a post I made. Okay. Before integration, our minds were still functional. We integrated and they started feeding us lies about our history and theirs. They lied about the things that happened to them during World War II to make it seem like we are allies, or we were allies. But 6 mil did not die. They immigrated to New York City. Okay. And you'll find more information about that on BitChute. Okay. And I even have a video on my BitChute channel about that. Now, information about, what really went on in during World War II is censored, okay? Like, I can't really talk too much about that, or this video will be removed. So yeah, this news article is from 1961, and y'all see here they describe us as Negroes, okay? Why do they use this freaking title for us? Why have this title has been used for us for 200, 300, 400 years, and these multi-ethnic so-called JEWs got here, okay, in the 1600s and all that, okay? Why do they describe us like this, Negroes? Why in 1967, okay, it was actually a 7 right there, why do they not say Africans or American Africans, or the term African American wasn't created until 1985, but even then they could have kept African in there somewhere, you know, are the name for us on these damn the ads. Okay, they put for slaves. Okay, even on there, it don't even say African slaves, like the ones from the 1600s, 1500s. These motherfuckers like to use. Like, why wasn't they putting African on that or whatever the land was called back then? Why did they not use the terms for the land they were getting these people from? They just used Negroes. Okay. Like, but now all of a sudden it's just African everything. We are just African. But back then that wasn't the case. Okay. And yeah, Negroes are anti-Semitic because of anti-white. Oh, and I did not know James Baldwin wrote for the New York Times. Is this the same James Baldwin, the one that looks a little sissified? Let's see here. Yes, this is the same weird looking guy right here. And we're fed his literature all the time. Like, if you go to college, HBCU, you're fed this weird looking guy's literature. Like, his descendants probably came from Odd's Fellow Orphanage also. Okay? He looks like he's part zebra or some shit. Some type of animal is up in him. Okay, and a lot of people talk about, yeah, this guy, he was homosexual too. You can see it in his eyes. So yeah, of course his shit is pushed everywhere. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, but during those times, yes, our minds were right, and we did not fuck with the JEWs. Okay, so, but now everybody believes that they are, you know, our allies because they went through something during World War II. So that's what most niggas believe nowadays. Oh yes, we can trust these people because they went through some tough stuff, or whatever. So whatever. Yeah, this is what they've been doing for a long time. Okay, we have black agents amongst us who have animal DNA. Okay, they have animal DNA, and they're out here misguiding us, keeping us in these boxes. Okay, in the Hebrew Israelite box. They keep you under these spells. That's their job, okay? Like, it's their job. And half of them are so stupid they don't even know. Like, but yeah, they are agents for the Matrix. Hybrids, and them coming from Greek, ancient Greek. Hold on. And then there were some that came from India too. Human and animal cloning in ancient India. Okay, which makes a lot of sense why they have all that fur growing on them, on their arms and legs. Like, shaving for the indigenous American wasn't a thing. Like, my grandma never needed to shave. My grandma barely has hair on her legs and arms and shit. Like, but these hybrids, they need to shave. Like, or like they will get like their legs will start looking like fur if they don't shave. So yeah. Anyways. Cloning is a scientific process of creating the exact replica of any living being. Such a clone has the same face, same body structure, and genetic code. This means DNA of clone is the same as DNA of the living being that was used to create the clone. Okay? But no, thing is, they do this. They create these human clones out of the wombs of animals, though. So, yeah. You can't expect none of the DNA of that animal. They use the cow uterus to create these human clones. So you can't expect the DNA of that cow not to be in that human, or if they use the womb of a fucking dog. You can't assume that, you know, the DNA of that dog is not in. And the same with being a surrogate. They believe, oh yes, that it's only the DNA of the woman's egg and the sperm. You know, there's no way that the child can get any of the DNA of the actual woman, you know, that is carrying, you know, the baby inside the womb. But, you know, they're finding out that, yeah, these kids that are coming from surrogates, they actually have the DNA of the surrogate mother too. So this person has two moms and one dad, you know, the ones that come from these surrogates, okay? But yeah, they're There's an article here about the mystery of India, human and animal cloning in ancient India. So they're finding information about, this happening in India. Okay, there were clones that were made in India. There were animal clones that were made in India. Okay, and they were probably made of monkey DNAs, and that's why the monkeys is worshipped there too. So there's that. And then there was this blog post that I can't even find it anymore. I thought I bookmarked the website, but I guess I didn't when I told y'all about the ancient cloning centers and ancient cloning factories in the fake woke gatekeeper video that I posted. Now, y'all need to go back and check out that fake woke gatekeeper video that I posted on my YouTube channel and on my Rumble. I'm actually exposing local fucking fake woke motherfuckers, that are trying to come after me. Okay, this guy still is promoting mainstream medicine after, it's been like, 6 years since I planted the seed in his mind about, us, black people and our history and everything, being alive. And, since I left his side, he has not grown intellectually or anything. He go around calling everybody queen and king and all that shit. Okay. But spiritually, mentally, he has not grown, since I left his side, but he's been getting with, brown people. Okay. But they can't feed his mental. They can't feed him mentally. Okay. So he surrounds himself with people, musky looking ass people, with kinky hair, but they can't bring any knowledge to him. So he's going around and he's now an agent to me, trying to go around and say that, oh, I'm going around spreading dis-ease and shit like that, and talking about, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm walking disease because I don't want to take these people's antibiotics that destroys our mitochondria cells. Okay. Now, this guy, he claims he went to the clinic back in 2017 and was tested positive with gonorrhea. Okay. I was only talking to this guy for 2 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks. He was messing around with other women also. I would take him to these apartments on the south side, to Stadium Apartments. Come to find out, and actually, his baby mama wrote me. Okay, one of his mixed baby mamas wrote me and told me about the woman in Stadium Apartment that I was dropping the man off to. Okay, I stopped fucking with him after that day when I found out that he was messing around with this fat, nasty looking thing that stayed up in Stadium Apartments. I let him go. I got tested myself. My results came back. I did not have gonorrhea, chlamydia, none of that. Okay. And they told me that I had quote unquote BV. So I took their antibiotics. But the thing is, what gives you BV is them constantly pumping you with antibiotics. Okay. You're killing off the good and bad microbes. Okay. The good microbes that are, within your mitochondria cells, these antibiotics destroy that too. Okay. So you're destroying your immune system and all that. We have herbs on this planet that actually destroy bad microbes, okay? We don't need their pharmaceuticals. Their pharmaceuticals are actually potions, and what you would think, a witch potion is, that is what their pharmaceuticals are, okay? Everything they give us destroys something in our body. They don't have cures for shit. A cure don't destroy other fucking organs in your body, okay? They give you antibiotics, and antibiotics essentially destroys your liver and other organs in your body. Okay, destroys your lungs, heart, anything that's covered with mitochondria. Antibiotics destroys. And antibiotics destroy your skin. That's the reason why y'all be getting all these rashes and these lesions, because y'all are using their fucking poisons. Okay, what pharmaceuticals are is poison. Okay, we should be using the herbs that come from the earth. God put everything on this planet that we need, okay, to heal our bodies, okay? Now, for the parasitic races, it might not be for them, okay? They were made to suffer. They were made to harbor parasites and to be parasitic hosts. Okay, these people, these hybrid people, they represent the Baphomet. They are, especially the women. They are both. The women supposedly are actually men with just breasts. Okay, and the breasts are not functional. These breasts do not lactate. Milk cannot come from these breasts. Okay, this is why. This is another reason why they created the powdered milk. Okay. Outside of pushing all women into the industrial system and world, the workforce, there were hybrid women that just could not lactate whatsoever. It's just, and then some people say, oh, women have a problem lactating because of, certain diets they were using. I do believe, yeah, maybe pork and shit like that can fuck up a lot of things. Okay. But there were some women genetically that just cannot, lactate. Okay. Some of these so-called women are not real women. They come from the DNA of, men. They were spliced and they come from the DNA of men, actually. So, and they have animal DNA. Okay. These are the ancient hybrids that were created in Greece and in Egypt. Okay, there were hybrids created in Egypt. That's why some of these black niggas are just so obsessed with Egypt, because that's where their DNA come from. They were spliced. Their ancestors were spliced there. They were created there. Okay, and these hybrid humans are also real parasitic hosts. And the real parasite, it lives behind your left eye. The real parasite actually gives them an artificial form of consciousness. So they also get downloads and all that wisdom or whatever from this interdimensional parasitic entity that lives behind their left eye. So yeah, they can sit down and give you a whole lecture and stuff. It seems like it's coming from within also. But yeah, it's because of the parasite. And these people refuse to do parasite cleanses because their consciousness come from the parasites. Okay? All right?
In the fall of 1994, Michael Cremo, co-author with Richard Thompson of the highly controversial book, The Hidden History of the Human Race, embarked on a 3-month nationwide television and radio tour to publicize their work. At the same time, a highly rated nationwide television program was aired dealing directly with the theme of their book. In the last 150 years, a mass of scientific evidence proving that people like ourselves existed millions of years ago has been systematically suppressed by the scientific establishment. The following are excerpts from these shows viewed or heard by more than 20 million people.
Why would thousands of artifacts be ignored by mainstream archaeology? They show the unthinkable. Images of man battling with dinosaurs. Reptilian creatures interacting with men and women. Ancient inscriptions on stones depicting complex surgical procedures. And carved metallic spheres found in rock strata 2.8 billion years old. This evidence points to one conclusion, that the history of life on this planet may be radically different than what is accepted today. In this program, The Forbidden History of Man, we will examine documented evidence which suggests that our theory of evolution needs to be completely revised. Much of this evidence has been known for hundreds of years, but it's been ignored because it directly contradicts theories which are universally accepted. We will hear reports from a new breed of scientists who have been labeled heretics for daring to challenge fundamental scientific theories. In their controversial book, Forbidden Archaeology, Michael Cremo and Dr. Richard Thompson have revealed a major scientific cover-up. Since the beginning of archaeology, researchers have found bones and artifacts showing humans like us existed hundreds of millions of years ago. But according to Thompson, these discoveries have been suppressed, and we have come to accept a picture of prehistory that is largely incorrect. Thompson and Cremo have documented hundreds of cases which tell a gripping story of a scientific world shrouded in conspiracy and deception.
And welcome back to 43 Focus, and please welcome Michael Cremo, who's the co-author of this book, The Hidden History of the Human Race. Nice to see you, Michael.
Good to be here, Gary.
This, I believe, calls into question Darwinian's theory of evolution. Is that correct?
Yes, Gary. Essentially, that theory says that human beings like us have been around for about 100,000 years. And before that, you would have had only ape-man-like creatures. Before that, apes and monkeys. What we found, however, when we looked into the entire history of archaeology, my co-author and I did 8 years of research. We looked at every archaeological discovery that's ever been made. And what we found is that there are hundreds of such discoveries that indicate human beings like ourselves have been around for literally millions of years.
What's been the reception to this book?
Oh, there's been, from the spokespersons of the scientific establishment, there has been absolute outrage. For example,
how dare you come up with any kind of
Well, like Richard Leakey, for example, he said this book is pure humbug. Nobody would take it seriously but a fool. On the other hand, we've had many scientists and scholars say this is a wonderful book. It's really great that finally somebody has brought together all this evidence, because a lot of it's not available in English. We had to do 8 years of research, translate papers from German, Russian.
You referred to in India the Vedic literature?
Well, yes, I was saying in the beginning that we do take our inspiration from these ancient Sanskrit writings of India. They're collectively called the Vedas. Among them are the Puranas. Purana is a Sanskrit word. It means history. Now, these histories tell of human civilizations on this planet going back millions of years.
How do we know those are accurate?
Well, that was our question, too. Richard Thompson and I, we thought, well, if there's any accuracy to those statements, there must be some factual evidence to back them up. Now, when we looked in the current textbooks, of course, we didn't find any such evidence, but we thought, well, let's look a little bit further. And as I said, that led to an 8-year research program where we investigated every archaeological discovery ever made. And what we found is that, practically speaking, archaeologists and anthropologists have buried almost as much evidence as they've dug up. In other words,
or perhaps overlooked, cast aside.
Well, yes, cast aside, and there have been some outright cases of suppression where people who have reported such things have had their careers ruined.
We should never, I don't think, be afraid to investigate opposing points of view, and the hidden history of the human race is something that is in direct opposition, I guess, to the Darwinian theory of evolution.
This human person who looked like us, existed millions of years ago, did not evolve from an ape, as we are led to believe in the Darwin theory. Why has this evidence been suppressed, and what kind of evidence have you found to support this?
Well, I'll give you a very good example. Now, one example from historical times is during the California gold rush days, miners were digging tunnels thousands of feet into the sides of mountains. Now, the rock in these mountains is over 10 million years old. So when they were digging these tunnels, they were finding human skeletons, they were finding stone spear points, they were finding mortars and pestles, hundreds of them at dozens of locations. Now, all these were gathered together, reported to the scientific world by J.D. Whitney, who was the state geologist of California. And he published a massive book about them by Harvard University. Harvard University was the publisher. Now, what happened to these artifacts? Why aren't they on display in museums? Why aren't our children taught about them in schools? There was a very powerful anthropologist at the Smithsonian Institution named William H. Holmes. And he said to Whitney, you, Dr. Whitney, if you had understood the theory of human evolution as we understand it today, you would have hesitated to announce your conclusion, namely that human beings existed millions of years ago, despite the imposing array of facts with which you were confronted. In other words, simply because the facts didn't fit the theory, the facts had to go, and so did Professor Whitney.
But back then I would imagine that they did not have the scientific procedures to identify the exact age of bones and matter that we have today. So can you be confident that this researcher was able to give a time for these bones?
Yes, we checked with the modern geologists about the age of the deposits. Now, these things continue to be discovered today, for example. And a vast amount of evidence showing that human beings like ourselves have been around for millions of years has been systematically suppressed. And I can give you some examples. For example, in 1979, Mary Leakey, who's one of the most famous archaeologists of this century, discovered in Africa completely modern human footprints, no different from the footprints that you or I would make on a beach today. Now, the thing about these footprints is they were found in rock that was dated 3.6 million years old. And that throws out completely any idea of human origins that's current today.
Why would anyone want information like that suppressed? What possible advantage would there be in that?
Well, power, prestige, money, there's a lot riding on it. If even one of the hundreds of cases that we document in the hidden history of the human race were found to be true, accepted, that would mean that everything we've been told about human origins and antiquity for the past 150 years is simply not true. And I don't think that the current establishment is ready to admit that.
How long ago do you think that this evidence was suppressed? I mean, is this something that's been going on for years and years?
Yes, this has been going on for about 150 years. I'll give you another example. In the
Okay, this is why some niggas in America choose to pledge Black Greek, okay? Because DNA don't forget where it comes from, okay? These niggas are actually hybrids, okay? They are hybrids, okay? Hybrids were created with black skin and also pale skin, okay? They were all created on the other side of the world, in Egypt and in ancient Greece and Rome, okay? They were created there, okay? This is how the ancient Greeks, this is how they lived. Etruscan. I'm probably not saying the name right. Y'all can laugh all you fucking want, but they existed. They existed in Italy. These are the people that were banished, expelled from Europe, and they all flooded over here. Okay, black and white. Okay, and then they put you under this illusion, this spell of duality, believing that all black-skinned people come from Africa and we're all the same, and all pale-skinned people come from Europe and they're all the same. Okay, it's all a lie. Okay, there are black-skinned people that, come from ancient cloning. They come from animals. Okay, their DNA links them back to the fucking dog or the hog and shit like that. Okay, like there are fake humans out here. Okay, they're all around us and they're keeping the hell out of, the Black American community. Okay. These are the people that go off to college and they have the urge to pledge. They just have to pledge for AKA and Omega Phi and all that. They pay thousands of dollars to pledge to be a part of these groups. Okay. And their families push them to do the shit too, because they come from this. They either come from ancient hybrid cloning or they come from, the clones from the 1800s that, these people who run the show now, they have the technology to clone, and they have been using the technology to clone for a long time. Like, they repopulated certain spots of Africa that wasn't populated, okay? And they used cloning to create some of these primitive people that we see today, okay? And they call them the ancients, but they're not. They're not ancient, okay? They're the most recent clones that were created. I mean, that's my only explanation on why these people who still retain their ancient quote unquote tongue and all that, that's my only explanation why these people are not, telling us their ancient tribal stories of, the origins of humanity. Okay. There's only one tribe that, is doing this, and they say it's the Dogon, okay? And this is what niggas use to hold on to NASA is, the West African Dogons and, the shit they say, okay? So, yeah. But these people are far from ancient, okay? And everything we were taught is a lie, okay? Those people are actually the most recent human hybrid clones seeded, okay, in the world right now, okay? And they use them to pretty much deceive us here in America. Oh yeah, you look so much like those people over there. You just have to be them or whatever. But when you actually sit down and look at, observe images of native Africans that have been untouched, okay, they don't look anything like us over here, okay? Like, except the ones in Liberia, but a lot of y'all don't know the history of Liberia. The reason why a lot of them from Liberia look like us is because we created the colony Liberia. Actual Black Americans created the colony of Liberia after the Civil War, okay? There were over 1 million of us that went to Africa to create the colony or create the state, what is now called the country Liberia. We went there, okay? And a lot of us, mixed in with the native Africans. So now, okay, that's how some of the West Africans got some of our DNA, but some of them really don't. They have like orangutan heads. Like, it's like they look like orangutans, like literally. So a lot of people don't get mad, but the fucking accepted history that we've been given is a fucking lie. Like, you're not woke, you're not red-pilled until you have came to this realization that everything we've been taught is a fucking lie. And these people right here are some of these niggas' ancestors, the ones that pledge Black Greek and all that and believe in the out of Africa stuff. These are their ancestors, okay? Some of us, when we heard the out of Africa stuff and the evolution, we was like, hell no, we don't come from fucking monkeys and shit like that. I don't come from fucking no animal, okay? That's because, your DNA, your soul is telling you this is a fucking lie and this is not us. Okay, but some hear this stuff about, evolving apes and all that migration out of Africa, and it resonates with them. It's because they come from animals. Okay? It's because they come from animals. And the color of your skin don't matter at this point. Okay? There were black-skinned hybrids. The original hybrid was created with black skin. Okay? And then they started making these hybrids with pale skin. Okay? So, yeah. Your skin color don't determine if you're a hybrid or not. Neither do your hair texture. Like, this is what I'll be trying to get people to understand. Okay? And please look into the Odd Fellows, the independent order of the Odd Fellows. Okay? There are so many of these around the fucking country, actually. Okay, the Odd Fellows. Okay, it's another cult that the average motherfucker don't really know about. Okay, y'all, they keep you stuck on the Freemasons and Skull and Bones, but there are a lot more fucking cults than that, and y'all need to look into the Odd Fellows and the what is the other one about the eye? It's I can't think of the name right now. It slipped my mind. I'm having brain farts. But there's another occult that is about the eye and your vision, and they control your perception of this reality. Okay, and I think a lot of people who are a part of NASA are a part of that secret occult also, that just mainly focus on the eye. Please look into the Odd Fellows and the Odd Fellow orphanages that were around in the 1700s. Okay, a lot of Black people and white people came from these orphanages. Okay, their lineage started there. Okay, at these Odd Fellow orphanages that were all over the United States. There were Black ones and white ones. Okay, so yeah, it's a lot of things people just don't know about. Okay, anybody exposing, the fact that, oh, not all Black people are oppressed and being controlled by just pale skins and jewels. No. There are Black skinned people gatekeeping the fuck out of the Black indigenous American community. Okay, and they come from hybrids. Okay, they don't come from, original origins of humans. They come from animals. Okay, and they're demons. Okay. When you pledge to be a part of these sororities and fraternities, you become a archon or arcanus, and they call each other that. Archons are actually demons, okay? These are demons out here deceiving everyone, okay? Is it really that hard? Is it really that hard to believe? Human hybrids of ancient Greece, okay? And this is so-called folklore now or whatever, that hybrids were created there. It's just folklore. It's is not real. Okay, it's just mythology. Okay, so this is what, you know, mainstream want to push. Okay, Neanderthal and Monkey Lucy mated, and that's what created us, or whatever. Just, you know, two hybrids coming together and creating us humans. Okay, there's Homo lingi, Homo sapien ancestors, the Homo langi, the Homo Natalie. Okay, I'm so straight that you can't call me Homo nothing. I'm not no Homo sapien. I ain't no Homo langi. I ain't no Homo shit. And you niggas that keep using these fucking terms, these evolutionary terms, y'all are homo for real. Y'all are some hybrid homos for real. Okay? You can't call me Homo nothing. I ain't no fucking Homo sapien. Y'all can kiss my ass. I ain't on no fucking evolutionary chart. Y'all can keep that shit and shove it up your fucking ass. I'm tired of this bullshit, and y'all need to, like, stop accepting this stuff. If it don't resonate with you, throw that shit in the fucking garbage, okay? Just because it's accepted mainstream doesn't mean it is true, okay? Just because it's accepted mainstream does not mean it is true, or it's the truth, okay? Like, y'all really need to let this shit go, okay? Because let me remind you of who is in control of the media, okay? Reese.com, okay? I can give you the names of everybody behind everything with CBS, NBC, Fox, CNN. Come on. MTV, Miramax, Warner Bros, Columbia, Sony, PBS, shit, like, come on now. All right, we got the publishers here. We got the names of the publishers, okay? We got the newspapers. They got control of the newspapers and magazines. Like, damn, like, look at this. And I'm going to add the link to this in the description also, so y'all can sit down and read who's in control of all this shit right here, okay? All of our information comes from one source, okay? And yes, they can put in front of us, oh no, these people are not of the religion, whatever. And this is how they see with Jeff Bezos, they when he came out, you know, when he started like buying up shit, buying Amazon, people started exposing Jeff Bezos, okay? Because he looked very much like he's a part of the parasitic race. But they are arguing up and down now, oh no, he comes from Christian parents. Okay, now all of a sudden, okay, the JEWs are not a race anymore. It's a religion. When exposing some of, their people, they like, oh no, he's not of JEW descent. Look, his parents are Christian. Okay, so now all of a sudden it's just the religion. Okay. All right. So no, so that proves that he don't share any genetics with the parasitic races, but Jeff Bezos, he shares genetics with those people. Okay. And a lot of the brown people that are in high places, they share genetics with the parasitic races, okay? That control shit, okay? So it don't matter if they pull up a picture and, show a brown person with an afro. Oh, no, he's over this. He descends from the hybrids and the hybrid parasitic races. So it don't matter, okay? Okay, and if his name don't ends with a sign, okay? There are white people there are pale people, okay, that still descend from this parasitic race, okay, that don't have, Jewish-y names, okay? So they'll try to, come at us and be like, no, this guy is not. He's not a JEW because his last name is a Spanish last name, Sotomayor or something like that. But a lot of y'all don't know there were FYI Spanish JEWs, okay? Crypto Spanish JEWs or whatever. And yeah, okay? So like these entities exist in so-called every race, okay? These parasitic entities, they exist in every race. Like y'all need to like let that shit go. Color don't matter. Like these parasites exist in every body, okay? Like from brown to pale, okay? Like, all right? And they used the mud flood to their advantage to change world history and to get control of everything, okay? There's a lot of things in our history that's being hidden. There's a lot of things that was taken out of our history. Okay? Now, Civil War, another thing. Civil War is not what we thought it was, okay? The things that happened during the Civil War, a lot of the things that happened during the Civil War was taken out, okay? Like, you know, the things they were fighting and oh my gosh. There's so much about the Civil War that's been hidden, but they want to make it seem like it was all about freeing the slaves and it was a racial thing. No slaves were freed. Okay, no slaves were freed in the 1860s. Okay, we're all still slaves. We all still work these shitty ass jobs that we don't want to fucking work to pay bills and to survive. So slavery did not end. Okay, and these parasitic elites, they put these movies in front of us to show us what happened during slavery and all that, but not a lot of the shit they show us, you know, like us all being beat and whipped and raped perpetually by just white men because for some reason just white men just can't keep their hands off of indigenous women in these fucking slave pornos they put on the screen. Like, none of that shit really happened for real. Like, okay, maybe it happened for some people, but they want to make it seem like all blacks were just treated this way during slavery. Okay, we were all beat. Like 100% of us, we were all beat, and our great grandma was somehow raped by some white man. It just happened daily. Okay, just every time an indigenous woman stepped out of her slave quarters, a white man just runs up by the door, just runs up, grab her, and just start raping her. Okay, that's history for you. That's the history they give us. Okay, so yeah. The reason why black Americans are not blue-black like Africans is because one of our great grandmas was perpetually raped by her slave master. That is what we are told, and we just gotta go with it. It's accepted mainstream. So that's it. That's our history. Okay, but that, like, dude, y'all really, this shit's crazy. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of motherfuckers popping up out of nowhere talking about they woke, but they still hold on to this fucking mainstream history. They still regurgitate mainstream science about, our biology and why we need antibiotics and why we need to get shots. Like, y'all are not woke. Y'all just fucking dead ass bots with fucking dreadlocks. And your dreadlocks stink. Like, for real. Y'all are just some stank ass motherfuckers walking around. Y'all don't use deodorant. Y'all don't use any of that shit, but y'all are not trying to eat holistically. So y'all out here stank. Y'all out here looking and smelling stank. And y'all are just regurgitating the shit the boule wants you to regurgitate. Hey everyone, I had to cut this video short just to upload it on BitChute. But please check me out on Rumble and on Odyssey. I have accounts on those two platforms now. Also, on Rumble, I am Indigo Kanaya, and I also have a channel on Rumble, Kanaya King TV. If you don't have a Rumble, please use my referral URL to create your account. Not monetized anywhere. They have my IP address shadow banned, so I really don't make money anywhere on YouTube or nothing. So if you use this referral code, it will put like a few cents in my pockets. So like, if you really support me and you're down for me, you would do that. Rumble is a cool little website. A lot of truthers are migrating there. So be a part of that wave. Be a part of that wave. And this is what my Odyssey account looks like. I only got like 30 followers right now. So yeah, please follow me there. All of my videos from my old YouTube channels on here too. So I have a lot of videos on this Odyssey channel. So please, yeah, check me out. And thanks for watching the videos. Please like, share, subscribe.